Good morning YouTube, it's Dave here, back out again for another adventure. Not on Dartmoor this time though. You join me already out of breath, halfway up my first climb of the day. Like I say, I'm not in Dartmoor, I'm in the Lake District, and it should be a warm one today. I started off in my regatta active top, but I've already lost that, just in a t-shirt and hiking trousers now. But I'm doing Catbells today, the first mountain on the channel, so should be interesting, should be exciting, and there's definitely going to be some lovely views, especially if the clouds stay away. I'm going to be carrying on after Catbells along the ridge. I'll be taking in Maiden, Moor and High Spy. Should be my first three Wainwrights and my first three mountains on the channel. I'm I don't know, about halfway to a third of the way up Catbells at the moment. There's a summit off there in the distance, not this nearest peak, the next one. But it's early in the morning. I've got a bit of a sweat on already. It's hard going up here. They say that this is the best first mountain for you to do in England, Catbells, but there's a bit of a scramble back there on the rocks. One lady was having a little bit of trouble with, so it's not super easy, but it's within easy reach of Keswick. It's very popular, and there's a well-defined trail leading all the way up, and the views off both sides are just stunning. You've got all this out here, and apologies, I don't know the Lake District anywhere near as well as I know Dartmoor, so I won't be able to point at all the mountains and tell you which ones they are, but I'll be able to do a few for you. And we can't see it at the moment, but off in that direction there's stunning views as well. We'll see when we get a little bit further up. Oh, I said about the views off the other side. You've got these stunning views into the valley here still, over the other way. Look at this. This is Derwent water, and right on the northern edge is Keswick. Up there, one mountain I do know, that tallest one that you can see just there, that's Skiddaw, which is, I believe, if I remember correctly, the 6th highest mountain in England. And around it you've got Skiddaw Little Man, which is just shrouded in clouds at the moment, just to the right of it. And then you've got the mountains to the side. You've got Lonscale Fell, and this large one over here, again shrouded in cloud at its peak. That's Blencathra, which I think is the 7th highest mountain in England. Again, don't quote me on that because I've not got the facts to hand, but I'm sure I remember reading that. And this is what's opened up before us now. So still got a ways to go. Like I say, the peak's up there, the summit of Catbells. I think I might be able to see the trig point from here too. But man, it's just gorgeous. It's beautiful, different kind of beauty to Dartmoor as well. A flock of geese there, flying in formation. We're making good progress, getting close, although I'm pretty sure that bit there's a false summit, because I'm sure I saw earlier there was like 2 layers to the summit when you get up near the top, but we'll see. Nearly there, a couple of steep parts done. By the looks of it, a couple of steep parts to go. Whew.
Hello YouTube, Editor Dave taking over from Mountain Climbing Dave here because the GoPro audio failed just as I got up to the summit. My first ever mountain summit, can you believe it? But here I am, look at these views, they are stunning. It was such a beautiful day there. I picked the right day to do it as well because it'd been absolutely chucking it down with rain the day before when I drove up to the Lake District. But here's the summit, completed it mate. And that's not really a trig point, you can see that's like a diagram of all the mountains that you can see off in all directions there. But it was just absolutely stunning. I've cut out the rest of the bits that I filmed on the summit with the GoPro audio not working. I've just left this bit in because it's the actual summit, but I'll cut back in now when the audio starts working again.
These views from the top of Catbells are stunning, absolutely incredible. It's a different kind of beauty to Dartmoor up here, it's more majestic. I mean, look at this. This could be the start of a new playlist on the channel, Walking the Wainwrights. Obviously I'm going to be ticking off the Wainwrights much slower than I'm ticking off the tours on Dartmoor because, well, I don't live here, do I? So I'm only going to be coming up here every now and then. But I'm certainly going to be making the most of it when I do. Look how gorgeous this place is. And it's busy today. There's a lot of people up on the summit of Catbells when I got there. It's starting to thin out a little bit now, but I think it's going to pick up again later on. There's a few people up here for the sunrise, which I didn't start hiking until after the sunrise, but as I was coming up, there was a few people coming down, and I bet that looked stunning today. It is just so majestic up here. Look at this in front of us. We're heading out now along this trail. Catbells just up there. It's the summit behind me, or the kind of southern edge of the summit at least. And we're heading up there next, up to Maiden Moor, which is this one just on the right hand side. I'm sure you've seen a zoom shot at this point. To get up there I'm going to follow this trail along, which follows the ridge line from Catbells up to Maiden Moor, so I don't have to drop all the way down in between. There is quite a drop down and then quite a climb up. What a beautiful place, what a beautiful morning for it as well. The weather forecast was saying cloudy skies pretty much all day today, but I'm pleased to say we've got blue skies this morning. There's quite a bit of cloud around, you can see it clinging to the summits of the fells. Around here you can see a big cloud bank over there behind. I think that's Helvellyn up there, the tallest one that you can see from that side. You can see Blencathra over there still shrouded in clouds. But if they can hold off, it's going to be a beautiful day. And to be honest, I think even if the clouds roll in, it's already a beautiful day, isn't it? And hopefully the crowds are going to thin out a little bit as I move further on. There's going to be less people around. Lots of people go to Catbells. It's a very popular mountain for people doing their first Wainwright, or their first mountain in general for a lot of people. That was my first Wainwright, my first mountain, but we've conquered it together. Now we're going to go conquer two more. First one up there, Maiden Moor. I'm not going to lie, as I'm dropping down towards it, it's looking more and more foreboding up there. It's quite the climb, quite intimidating, but we'll do it. Certainly more intimidating than anything you see on Dartmoor, I think. It's a very different feel, the Lake District, to Dartmoor. I know a lot of people think it's probably similar, but maybe just, you know, bigger mountains than Dartmoor, which, I mean, the mountains certainly are larger than Dartmoor. Dartmoor's tours, quite a lot larger in fact, but it's actually a very different feel as well. Obviously we know Dartmoor very well on this channel. This is my first hike in the Lake District. I drove up yesterday evening and well, I picked the right day for it. It's gorgeous, but based on first impressions, it's beautiful here just like Dartmoor, but in a very different way. Here the beauty is really dramatic and majestic, whereas with Dartmoor I always feel like the beauty is its wildness and its desolation. You feel like when you're out in Dartmoor you feel like you're the only person in the world. You certainly don't feel that here. There's people everywhere. I know there's no one immediately around me now. You've got some people coming down the mountain up there. I can see about 4 or 5 people on the summit of Catbells just poking over this ridge here. You've got someone going up the side there. I've just walked past a couple of people as well. So yeah, there's people everywhere. There's loads of people on the summit when I got up there. There's lots of people making their way up to the top of Catbells. I don't know if all of them made it up to the top, but it is, as I mentioned, considered one of the best mountains for beginner hikers, and I think I'd agree with that. It gives you everything that you'd want to be able to come back from the Lake District and tell your friends. If you're not that much of a hiker, you can come back and say, oh, I've done a mountain, I did Catbells. There's a bit of scrambling, there's a lot of hiking, there's a lot of ascent, and it took about an hour to get to the top of Catbells, so it's not a long hike at all, but it is quite steep. I feel like it's a lot more testing than the tours on Dartmoor are. I could look at this view all day off to the side here. It's amazing. Very steep drops off the side, and the views absolutely incredible. A few people up on the ridge where we're heading next. That's the final ridge leading up to the summit of Maiden Moor, which is just up beyond what we can see there, I believe. What I do love is that it's not just a straight path up to the top, it's a lot of scrambling sections to go over, which does make it feel like a little bit more of an adventure, doesn't it? And before anyone says in the comments, I know it's not proper scrambling, but you know what I mean. It's not just walking up a path either. Oh, gotta use my hands there. Sorry about that, don't mind me. That was a scrambly little section up there. But so gorgeous. Such a stunning day for it. And these views down into the valley, all those fields, scattered houses, the little village down there. You can't beat this. I've started to put some sun cream on because I can feel myself starting to burn. It's very warm today. It's getting warmer and warmer. We're now starting the main ascent up onto Maiden Moor, which is going to be Wainwright and Mountain number 2. We're heading up the last little push now to Maiden Moor. You've got these stunning views off to the side. A little bit off the main trail now. This feels a little bit more like Dartmoor. Yeah, if you take out that view off to the side, look how small those houses look down there. It's incredible, really. But this bit, if you're just looking forward, we could definitely be on Dartmoor, couldn't we? Right. I didn't film too much of the climb up to this part of Maiden Moor, at least, because it was just so knackering. It was a lot tougher than the climb up to Catbells at the beginning. I just felt like my energy was just being sapped, and I think the main reason for that, I don't think it was any steeper. It was probably similar gradient, might even have been a little bit less steep, but I think the main reason was because the sun's properly up now and it is getting properly hot. So I've been drinking plenty, I've got plenty of water with me, but I'm glad I'm not doing a massively long hike today. There is Catbells behind me. The summit of Maiden Moor is just up over here, so not far to go now. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's that. Wow. Well, looking at that down there, I'm not sure Maiden Moor is one to do if you're afraid of heights. Adam, summit seekers, how do you think you're coping with this one? Because that is a long way down. You can see how small the buildings are down there, and as usual it's a lot steeper than it looks on camera. So even I'm feeling a little bit dizzy stood next to that. Oh, right, let's keep on going up to the top. It's just up there. It's been a tough climb, but here we are. Much less auspicious summit than Catbells, isn't it? Just a little tiny little cairn here. It's barely even a cairn, but we'll bop it anyway. Boop. This is the summit of Maiden Moor. Just look at this view. It's amazing. This valley just cutting through the mountains. We're on the summit of Maiden Moor. It's mountain number 2, bagged. Look at this place. Well, we're 575 metres above sea level, so you wouldn't think it, but we're actually not as high as the highest points on Dartmoor. Yestor and High Willowes are both higher than I am right now, and you wouldn't think it because look at the drop down there, and we don't see drops like that on Dartmoor. That's because the whole of Dartmoor is on this raised plateau that's, you know, way up above sea level itself. So even the low points on Dartmoor are pretty high. You don't get that here. These are proper mountains, and the Lake District isn't one big plateau like Dartmoor is. So you get sweeping views like this. And the views on Dartmoor are incredible, but I'll tell you what, this is something else. Look down this valley. Look at all that. Got the tops of the mountain shrouded in clouds. I'm pretty sure it's currently just shrouded by the clouds over there, but you've got Crag Hill on the right, and the one just poking out to the left of the clouds I think is Grassmoor. Probably the two tallest ones that we can see from this view. Scaffold Pike's going to be over there somewhere, I believe. Like I said, I don't know the mountains of the Lake District anywhere near as well as I know Dartmoor. But it's stunning up here. So glad I came. So glad I got up nice and early to do this walk as well. Sun's gone in a little bit now, which is actually making the temperature a lot nicer for hiking. It was bloody hot coming up the side of Maiden Moor, and as much as the sun was out and everything looked beautiful, yeah, I was getting a bit of a sweat on. Heading up to High Spy, which is, you can see the trail kind of snaking off along the ridge there. High Spy's right up at the top. And when I get up there, we will be higher than any point on Dartmoor. High Spy is 646 metres, I want to say. 640 something anyway. And the high point on Dartmoor is High Willow's at 621. So it'll be the highest that we've been on the channel. And it won't be the highest point in the Lake District, not even close. But for now, it'll be a channel record, highest we've gone. So if you haven't seen, I've set up a Dave Does Hiking Facebook page as well. So if you use Facebook, pop over there and give it a like. I'm trying to be good at keeping it updated with stuff, but I've never really used Facebook before, so I don't really get how it all works. I tried to join a bunch of Dartmoor groups and they don't let you post anything in them because you're a YouTube channel. So I don't understand how it works. Even if I'm trying to like comment on someone's post to give like a helpful piece of advice or something, it just says it was automatically blocked by an admin. So they've let me join the group, but they don't let me post or comment anything. So a bit strange, don't quite know how Facebook works, but yeah, if you know, let me know. I'll try and keep it updated as much as I can with all of the beautiful pictures that I take on hikes like this. I'm saving at the moment for a DSLR camera, which should help me take even more beautiful pictures than my iPhone will currently let me. I can't use the videos from my iPhone for YouTube because for some reason my editing software doesn't like them. I think probably because it's old and free. But look at these. Look at the clouds over there now, just rolling down over Skiddaw in the background. I can't get over these views. They almost look like a painting. That's Maiden Moor, where we've just come from. Catbells is behind it. Derwent Water off to the right hand side there. Keswick on the northern shore. As we make our way up High Spy for our final summit of the walk. Yeah, I can't get over these views. I hope they're coming across well on the camera. They never look as good on camera as they do in real life. So if you're seeing any of these views and thinking, oh, that looks amazing, definitely come up here. It's definitely worth it. Worth the hike if you can make it, because I don't know, words don't do it justice. The videos don't do it justice, and I don't have the best recording equipment because I can't afford it. But look at this. I don't think anything can do this justice. I think you could pay 10 grand for a camera and it wouldn't capture the true beauty of this place. So I made a slight detour on my way up to High Spy, which is, I've come over to Blea Crag, which I saw from the trail and thought, well, that looks nice, might have some nice views, and boy was it worth it. Look at this. It's High Spy up there. Just look over this way. Absolutely stunning. That's Maiden Moor, where I've just come from. This is the main trail leading from Maiden Moor to High Spy, and as you can see, this is just off to the left hand side of it. But it's a quiet little spot, nobody else here. And wow, is it beautiful. Absolutely incredible views, and I reckon a few people miss it because, like I say, it's not on the main trail. You have to take a detour off the main trail to get here. And look at this. Stunning, it really is. I don't think I can get enough of these views. Not got much further to go up to High Spy now, and that'll be my kind of turning point for the walk. Once I get up to High Spy, I'm going to stop and have some lunch because it's pushing on 12 o'clock now. I've been walking since 8 o'clock. It's not a 4-hour hike, by the way. I just keep stopping to film, and I stopped for about 45 minutes, I think, on Catbells, and I stopped for probably not much shorter than that on Maiden Moor as well, just taking in the views. Had a couple of snacks to keep me going for the rest of the walk. But we've done most of the climbing now. You can see there's like a big cairn on top of High Spy, and that's going to be my destination, or my next destination I should say. A couple of people making their way straight up the side of the mountain there, up onto High Spy. They must have come up a pretty wild trail, I would think, coming up there. It's so beautiful up here. This looks like something out of Lord of the Rings this way, doesn't it? I'm back on the main trail now, leading out to High Spy. You can see it rising up in front of us there. Minum Crag is well worth a detour if you're coming out here on this walk, because those views are stunning. Right down over Derwent Water, down into the valley. Oh, amazing up here, it really is. And we're only now, and we're, in fact probably not yet, in fact definitely not yet, looking at the height of High Spy above us, but we're only soon going to be climbing above the highest point on Dartmoor. But it feels like we're so high up today. I think the difference here is that because Dartmoor's a plateau, like even the car parks are kind of quite high up normally. Not all of them. If you watch my Cosden Beacon video, you'll have seen the big climb up onto Cosden Beacon, but that's kind of the only place on Dartmoor, or the only walk that I've done on Dartmoor so far, that's really had this same feel of a massive climb at the beginning. And look at this. It's so amazing out here. It's so beautiful. I really can't get enough of this scenery. How about this for a view? And it's silence here, apart from the rushing of the water down there. A little bit off the beaten path. The main trail runs just along the top. You can see it's a very small trail leading down and out here. But what a location. What an absolutely stunning location. Big steep drop-offs. These views are incredible. Well worth coming to. Right, now we really are pushing on to the summit of High Spy. I nearly called it High Willows then. Did I call it High Willows earlier? I don't know. But it's High Spy anyway. We're going to push on. See you up there. Here it is, silhouetted against the sky. High Spy. Oh. There we are, High Spy. Highest point on the walk today, highest point on the channel so far. 646 metres above sea level. And the views, well, they are spectacular. It is beautiful up here. I'm pretty sure that that's Dale Head up there. I don't know too many of the other ones. I think the really tall one you can see just off in the distance there, right on the horizon, I think that's Moor, which would make the one just on the clouds there Crag Hill, or Eel Crag as it's also known. But like I say, it's not Dartmoor. I don't know them all off by heart. Or North Dartmoor I should say. I don't know that much about South Dartmoor. And it's a pretty impressive cairn at the summit here. You considerably taller than me. The Lake District is stunning. This is my first hike here, but on this evidence, it's incredible. It's a bit hazy today. You've got the silhouettes of all these giant fells in the background. My God, is it beautiful anyway. And over there, you've got a bank of clouds just sitting on the Helvellyn Ridge, just behind the cairn there. We've stopped and had some lunch up here. Now I'm going to head back down towards the car. Once again, I've detoured off the path slightly and come down to this kind of crag of rocks here. You can see Blea Crag, where I was stood earlier when I went off the trail, was just over there. And these were the rocks that we were looking across at. And look at these views. Just as stunning, or almost as stunning at least. It's amazing up here. And words don't do it justice, no matter how I try and explain this place. Words don't do it justice. The video won't do it justice either. It's beautiful up here. A very different feel to hiking on Dartmoor. I know a lot of you will probably think like, oh, hiking's hiking, what are you talking about? But there's a different feel up here, a very different flavour to the hiking in the Lake District. As far as I can tell so far anyway. And that's not to say Dartmoor isn't beautiful, because we all know that it is. It's just that this is different, it's a different kind of beauty. I don't know. Which do you guys prefer? Let me know in the comments if you've done both, if you've done Dartmoor and the Lake District. Do you prefer Dartmoor, where I usually hike, where I live? Or do you prefer this, out here in the lakes? I love them both, to be honest. But this is feeling pretty special today. I think the weather's helping a lot. But also the fact that it's a new place, you know, somewhere new that we haven't been before. And I'm always saying it on Dartmoor, what I love about Dartmoor is that it's so varied, there's so much variety. You can see so many different sights. And just like that, this is somewhere new, somewhere I haven't been before, somewhere I haven't taken you guys before. It looks like a painting, it really does. Like all of the shadows on the rocks, the hazy kind of silhouettes almost in the background. Back on the trail now between High Spy and Maiden Moor, heading back towards the car. Head over Maiden Moor, then drop down again and back up over Catbells, and eventually drop back down to the car after Catbells. It's been a lovely walk. It's I'm 5 hours into it. It definitely doesn't take that long. I've been stopping and filming quite a bit. I stopped on top of all 3 mountains. And ended up hanging around a bit, waiting for a kind of a chance to film, because all 3 of them have been very busy. And it's obviously not everyone wants a camera swinging around in their face and me nattering away to it like a madman when they're trying to enjoy these beautiful views on a Sunday. So you lot are the exception to that rule. You want to enjoy these beautiful views with my ugly mug nattering away in front of them. This bit here, kind of linking High Spy over to Maiden Moor, almost feels a little bit like a much larger version of the kind of Roof of Devon that ridgeline that links Yestor to High Willows. It's got that same feel to it, where you're walking up above everything around you. I will admit, I think the views are slightly better here than they are off of the roof of Devon. Look at this. Stunning. It's a beautiful ridge to walk along as well, because you've got the views off both sides. We can't see the other side as clearly at the moment, so we're a little bit further away from it, but there's certainly points where you've got drop-offs both sides and you can see these beautiful vistas out to your left and right. And yeah, it is amazing. I feel like on Dartmoor it's more when you get to the top of a tor most of the time that you get the beautiful view in all directions, whereas here it's just been pretty much for the entire walk in all directions you've been able to see stunning views. As soon as we started gaining some altitude, it's been amazing. Well, look away now if you're squeamish. Pretty grim right on the trail. I'm not sure what happened to it, of course, but it looks like it's been there for a little while. I actually didn't see that on the way up because I went out to Blea Crag over here. So yeah, maybe take in Blea Crag and avoid the dead sheep. I think it might be my favourite view of the walk, you know, from Blea Crag. And it was just a little nondescript trail leading off to the side of the main trail, and I just thought, you know what, I'm going to follow that for a little bit and just see where it goes, see what kind of views we get. So this is the little trail that I followed on the way up, leading up to Blea Crag up there. And it's just underneath this kind of mound, this cairn of rocks in the middle of the trail. And even from here, views are gorgeous. And it's one of the best things about this hike today is that, yes, it's an out and back route, which I'm not the biggest fan of. I prefer a loop walk like I try to do on Dartmoor. I can't always do them when I'm planning my walks, but I try to get a loop walk in when I can. But the good thing about an out and back today is that all the views that were behind me on the way out, I've got in front of me now. Look at this. Good thing I didn't do Helvellyn today, eh? Would have been not many great views from the top of that today, I don't think. Nothing like this, that's for sure. I know I said it earlier, but it really does look like a painting. There's another part of the trail that I didn't walk along on the way up, which the views are lovely, don't get me wrong, but you can't see right down into the valley from here. The trail's too far back. So I don't think walking this route makes up for missing the summit of Maiden Moor, which is up there somewhere, just beyond that hill. That's where we went earlier in the walk. So yeah, if you're doing this route, definitely stick to the right when you're coming up the side of Maiden Moor and get right up to the summit. Ooh, it's boggy down there. Yeah, stick to the right when you come up to Maiden Moor. There's like a cairn of stones, if you like, which a lot of people were taking photos with. I think they thought that was the summit, and then coming along this trail, but it's not the summit. The highest point is over that way, kind of just behind this mound here. You have to skirt the edge of Maiden Moor, follow the trail right along the edge. That's where I showed you the vertigo inducing drops off the side, but well worth it. Those views are brilliant. You've got those views right the way down into the valley, into the dale, I think it is. I think that's why Dale Head is called Dale Head, because it's at the top of the dale. Correct me if I'm wrong. Like I say, I'm knowledgeable about Dartmoor, but I'm not that knowledgeable about the Lake District. I'm only up here for a few days in the Lake District, so don't expect lots of videos, but I'm going to try and film at least one, maybe two more. We'll see. But yeah, I can't stay up here for very long. Basically, I came up here for work, or I came about halfway up here for work, and I had a week off, so I decided to carry on the extra half of the journey, the extra 4 hours with traffic that it took me last night to get up to the Lake District. Spend a couple of days here, film a couple of videos, just take in some incredible sights, and then I'm heading back down south, back to Kent actually, So I've got some prior engagements in Kent, which is the reason for my week off. These are just a couple of bonus days that I wasn't going to come up to the Lake District, but where I was halfway up here for work anyway, I thought, you know what, let's do it. I haven't done any videos in the Lake District yet. I'm making quite good time getting back towards the car now. We passed under Maiden Moor off to our left and behind us. I'm doing all of this walk, by the way, in my Quechua, I believe it's pronounced, NH100 hiking shoes, the £19 budget pair of hiking shoes that I bought from Decathlon, and so far they've done brilliantly. Just on the way down though, the left, or my left ankle, is starting to feel a little bit sore. I'm starting to think maybe just for a little bit more support, just to keep it that little bit more sturdy on the walk down. Some boots would have been a good idea. I've got the Carrymore boots that I bought, they're in my car. $49.99 they were from Sports Direct, down from $99.99. I love a bargain. I've got them in the car, but when I walked up to Westmill Tor to see the sunset, they were so warm, my feet were boiling. And especially on a day like today, where, to be fair, I've been boiling most of the day anyway, I don't think I could have faced wearing them. So I think I've made the right choice wearing these. Just over here in the distance, you can see that switchback route that I'm always seeing pictures of on Facebook and Instagram. I can't remember what that mountain's called, but it looks stunning. Let me know in the comments if you know what the mountain's called, because I've heard it definitely, but I'm blanking. Is it Bakestall? I might be wrong, but yeah, let me know if you know. It looks like there's actually a route down the side of Catbells from that kind of saddle in the middle between Catbells and Maiden Moor that runs around the edge, around the bottom of Catbells, because the car's parked on the kind of northern edge of Catbells, so it would be following that trail around to the opposite side of Catbells from here. So I guess that's the way you could go, but to be honest, I'm gonna face the climb back up to Catbells just so I can take in those views again, because they were stunning. You know, on the way down, well, on the way back I should say, because I'm going to be going up in a minute, but this lovely breeze has started, which is so nice on a hot day like this. I probably could have done with it on the way up more than on the way back, but still, it is lovely. Oh, it's very, very cooling. It's just a sheer drop down here at this point. Definitely got to watch your footing on this bit, because that'll ruin your day if you go down there. Again, maybe if you're scared of heights, something to bear in mind. If you're coming over Catbells and then up towards Maiden Moor, you've got this, and this is the path leading up. So something to think about, because you are very close to the edge. About halfway back up Catbells. Summit is just up there where all those people are. Views are so amazing, and so far we've done that. From the bottom of the saddle, which you can't quite see, very steep part coming up there, and then over this crest that you can see here, up to where I am now. Oh, I don't mind telling you, I am knackered. This feels tougher than the walks that I've done on Dartmoor so far. This might be the toughest walk on the channel so far. But it's very hot, and it's kind of unrelenting. The mountains, all the climbing, descending. Yeah, Dartmoor's certainly not flat, not by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm very used to the climbs on Dartmoor, most of them anyway. But this is another level. It's tough. They breed them tough up here in the Lake District. Oh. But the views are making it worth it. I'm just gonna keep pushing on. these are the last of the views before I start to drop down off of Catbells. That's the kind of last high point before I start making my way down. I think it's probably a good time to sign off because the battery on all the cameras as well as my phone is getting pretty low, despite the fact that I charged the GoPro when I was sat up on top of High Spy having some lunch. So I want to say thank you very much for watching. As always, I hope you enjoyed watching the video as much as I enjoyed filming it. If you're new around here, hit the like button and the subscribe. I try and post videos once a week and they're all hiking and outdoors. Most of them are in Dartmoor, to be fair, rather than the Lake District. But I'm gonna be exploring new places as much as I can because I do enjoy getting out and seeing something new and experiencing things like this. What amazing sights, eh? See you again. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again soon for another adventure. Cheers.